Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video I'm going to get into another multiple looks with multiple palettes. I have the Snow Angel palette from Simply Posh and their Cozy Cabin palette as well. I also got the Beauty Below palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics and the new revamped palette from Adept Cosmetics, their new Minka palette. So I'll be creating a look with each of them and then giving you my initial first impressions at the end. But before we get into everything, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree. I'm a crazy lover of all things beauty. I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, and I like to do a lot on indie makeup. So if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Hello and welcome my spring chickens. I did rearrange my room a bit. If it looks a little different in the background, I literally flipped my desk to the other side of the room and put all the decor on the other side. I feel like it just flows better this way. I just was in that mood to rearrange and spring it clean. But we are going to get into these beauties right here. Like I said, I'm gonna create a look with each of them. Now I'll have the palette show first, like up close, the swatches of it, and then we'll get into the look, and that's how I'll do this video. Now if you want to see the video where I do swatches and comparisons on each of these palettes, I will link that video below. I'll put it up in the corner if you just want to see more or see them swatch or get ideas for things that might be similar to these. So that's basically it. I think we should now dive into all of these looks. I did prime my eyes already with the Glam Light Icing Eyeshadow Base and Buttercream, and now we're gonna jump in. By the way, I finally cleaned my brushes. It took forever, but it just feels so good to have some clean brushes. So let me get a brush. My voice is getting weird, and I'm going to, I don't know, should I start off with the darkest? I mean, should I? Why am I even asking that question? I'm going to go to Winter Wonder and start that on the outer corner. And pop that right there. These shadows are very, very powdery. Like there's a lot of kickback in the pan. So you definitely want to dust off the excess. But I'm going to use that as the deepening shade, as I always do. Keep it in the outer corner, bring it a little bit into the center. Ooh, look at that pigmentation. I've been really enjoying Simply Posh's formula. I feel like they have gotten better both with mattes and with their metallics. I'm very impressed with that. So I'm just gonna keep building that up in the outer corner. The next shade I want to get into is Bundle Up. I don't know why my voice is getting froggy for some reason, like out of nowhere. This is kind of like a grayish lavender, and I'm gonna work that through the crease and over the edge of that purple. Oh wow, look at that. Maybe this is more like a light periwinkle than it is a lavender, or just a very bluish lavender, but I'm just shocked at how much it's showing up, and I barely dipped into the pan. Like, look at that. Oh, beautiful. So I'm just gonna keep running that through the crease and get everything blended. So I am gonna go into Flurries, this purple, and just run that through the crease too, just a little lower. Now, I'm telling y'all, these shades, these mattes are extra powdery. Like, you have to dust off the brush even more than normal. Like, this is not enough. You gotta go like that because so much picks up. So just be careful with these shades with fallout. I feel like we should go with a different color on the lower lash line just so I can test more of the shades. So I'm gonna go in with, I guess, blue on the bottom. So I'm gonna take Deep Snow. It's like a denim blue color. And I'm gonna run that on the outer corner here and try to work lightly. I'm gonna try to avoid having fallout. And I'm gonna bring that inward. And then I'm going to take Winter Wonder, and I'm gonna use that on the outer corner because that is the deepest shade in the palette. just so I can match the depth that's up on the outer corner. You know, the usual steps that I take with my makeup looks. And then I'm gonna take this little floofy brush and I'm gonna use some of Icy Blue, that light matte, to like blend things down here. I dusted a lot off just so I don't have too much of that laying down here. I just really want it to soften the edge up a bit and get things looking more blended. And just to add like a little pop of brightness in the front, I will put Icy Blue. I'll pack it up in that portion a little bit more. So I want it to look lighter in the front part of my eye, where this gets closest to my inner corner, because I don't want it to look too dark in that spot. I'm trying to choose between these two. They're both, or I think they're all duochromes. So let's see which way this shifts. See, that one has a really strong teal shift. So I'm going to start off with Angel. So I want it to lean a little bit more purple. That's what you should do, like going in with duochromes. Swatch it first. Look at it in the light before putting it on, just so you can know, you know, what the shift is going to be like, and you won't be, you know, surprised or get something that you weren't intending. I'm going to wet the brush and I'm going to plop that right here. I do feel like these shimmers are a little bit more sheer, almost like shimmer toppers. They don't have a very strong base to them, pigmented base. So it's pretty much just gonna pick up whatever you lay it on, which I don't mind a little toppery moment. We're going to now go into Snowflake, the one that has kind of a tealy shift. And I'm going to wet the brush again. And I'm just gonna pop that in the center part. Yeah, that's like a purple to teal shift. That is so pretty. I'm just gonna keep that in the center, kind of fuse it into that purple. So I was gonna just keep Snowflake in the center part and go in with another shadow, but I think I just wanna keep it all the way in the front too, because this has that aqua-y mint shift that I wanted in the inner portion. And I was gonna take Sparkling Snow, but this one has a very strong like pink shift, and I just wanted to keep it more like this kind of color. So that is what I ended up doing. So now we can get into an inner corner moment. I am going to take this cute little shade right here called Ice Chill. It is a minty pastel, and I'm gonna pop that in the inner corner as my little inner corner pop. I love using pastel mattes like this to brighten. There we go, and look how pigmented that is. I feel like it's coming off more blue than mint, but it's definitely minty in the palette. And for the final touch, I will take Sparkling Snow on my brow bone instead, and I'm just gonna apply it with my finger. And I don't know if you guys can see it. It has a very pinky shift. I don't even know if it's picking up on camera. And I think that's it for the look. This was really easy to put together. So I'm going to go work on blend, all that, you know, maybe bedazzle myself, maybe not. Maybe add some snowflakes since it's snow angel themed. Something. I'll come up with something. So I'm going to go do that in the other eye, and I will be right back. All right, my loves, I am back, and here is the completed look. So I was going to put on gems, but I decided not to. I could not find snowflake gems. I thought I had some, and then I just didn't want to take the time to figure out what to put instead, where to place them. So I just was like, you know what? I'm going to let the shadows do the talking and let it be. And I still think it looks absolutely stunning. I mean, I didn't need gems for this look to be really beautiful. And I mean, these cool tones are everything. I'm a lover of cool tone shades. I know some people stay away from them, but I fully embrace them. But let me lean in so you guys can really see. Should I do the little flashlight, which is what I've been doing lately, so you guys can see the sparkle, and lower this down a bit. You see it? You see these little shifts? And they're definitely just more sheer shimmer toppers, but I still really think they're pretty. And I love how they turned out on the eye. So the few things that I did do off camera was I went in with a new liner. I was trying the DHC liquid eyeliner from, is it Perfect Pro Makeup? I bought this off of Amazon based on a recommendation from Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner, and so far it seems really nice, so I created a wing with that. I used the Benefit Fan Fast mascara mixed with the Milani Highly Rated mascara, and then for my lips, I went in with the Wicked Widow Beauty lipstick, the Mortal shade. This was from their Halloween collection. I can't remember what it was called, but I was like, you know what, let me use it again. It feels more like a balm. The only thing is this little guy fell out of the tube and I had to try to smash it down, and it's all like jiggly and wonky, so I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this for. I was feeling a purple lippy for this look and keeping, you know, the lip more cool tone as well, and that's all I did. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I mean, come on, I'm looking like a little snow angel, right? At least that's what I was trying to do. I'm loving this. It's a very cool tone palette. So that is everything for this look. We can now get into the next one. Now we're going to get into this look with the Cozy Cabin palette. I did prime my eyes already with the Glam Light Icing Eyeshadow Base. And this time I'm going to go for a more warm tone look. So I'm going to go right into this orange shade. I've been like using like purple and blue a lot. And I feel like I need some warmth in my life. So I'm going to start working that shade through the crease. The mattes in this palette are also quite powdery. Like crazy powdery, so dust off the excess like extra, because just one tap is not enough with this matte formula. But I'm gonna run that through the crease as the initial transition shade, and this shade is also so pigmented too. These mattes are really nice. And I'm gonna take, I think, some of Toasty, this kind of orangey light yellowy shade, and I'm just dusting off the excess, and I'm gonna brush that on the edge. It's gonna add some extra warmth, some yellowy goodness on the edge of that orange shade. Now we can go into a deepening shade. I'm thinking I'm gonna try to use Woods, the olive green, which is on the deeper end. I'm gonna see if that will give me depth. I don't know if it's dark enough. I wish it was just a little darker. So instead, maybe I'll try to use Sub-Zero, which is like a teal. Yeah, that's gonna work. And I'm gonna use that to deepen out the outer corner and just keep it more on the outside part. Not so much through the crease. Yeah, there we go. Nice and saturated. And then for this look, I think I'm just going to keep it consistent and use the same mattes on the lower lash line and get into Comfort. Just stamp that on, and then I'll go in with all the same like deepening shades and the Toasty shade to blend out the edge. Just get everything matching up. So for shimmers, I'm thinking Warmth would be the good shade to start off with, and then maybe I could do something more unexpected on the front part of my lid. I'm gonna spray my brush, and these shades definitely have more pigment to the base, unlike the Snow Angel one, which seems more like shimmer toppers. These definitely have more color to them, and they do pick up pretty well on the brush. I think I struggled a little bit more with the shimmers in the Snow Angel palette with using like a brush. They definitely work better like applied with your finger. So it's a nice like goldeny color. So now I want to take a little bit of this lavender here. I feel like that'd be interesting in the front. We'll see how that looks. I'm sure we'll have some kind of shift. I'm using the same brush and I'm gonna spray it. And then if I need to top anything off on it to lighten it, I will. But I just saw a little pop of lavender against like all these warm tones. Might be a little fun. So to add like a little bit more brightness, maybe in the center of my eye, I'm gonna take Crackling Fire. It is like a orangey one, but it has green, but it does have some brightness to it. So I'm gonna put that right in the center where that like deeper gold meets the lavender shade. See what that does. I think I just add like a touch of green to the look. Still not as light as I would like it, but we're gonna keep moving on and just go to the next step and see, you know, once I complete the look, maybe I will be like happy with, you know, the contrast and everything. So I'm thinking I want to try to use Snowstorm, the lavender shade in the inner corner, since I popped that lavender in the front, and see how that will look as an inner corner highlight. These are not like colors I would typically think to put together, but sometimes I like to just try something unexpected to see if I like the color combo. So I'm just doing that. I'll put that here. It is adding a brightness. I think it looks really pretty there. I just couldn't stay away from some cool tones, could I? I feel like something's missing to this look. I don't know if that's like the random orange down there. So I'm actually going to run the Sub-Zero and Wood shade mixed together all the way through, just so it looks more put together, I guess. I feel like that little random orange peak at the bottom looks weird, so I'm just connecting it through. And I feel like that would help give some contrast against that lavender in the inner portion. So now that I've, you know, connected the bottom through, I need to do some more blending and build some things up. I feel like the look overall looks dark, but I want to complete it and then see what I think of it. It's just a different combo, and I'm just gonna go with it. So I will be right back. All right, my loves, I am back, and here's the completed look. I put my hair down, and I think I like the look a lot better now that I have like mascara on, liner, my lippy, and like something on my waterline. Sometimes you just gotta finish the look before you decide on whether you like it or not, because sometimes it just might look funny when it's not complete, and that's how it was with this color combo. But I actually think it's really pretty. I think like the lavender really contrasts against like that warm orange through the crease, and I actually really love it. Let me lower the lighting a bit so you guys can see how beautiful the shimmers are. Put my little flashlight on my phone. They're really pretty. They have like little subtle shifts to them, a lot of sparkle, and I'm just loving it. Something different. Sometimes I just like to try a different combo that I never would have thought to do, just to see if I would like it, and I actually really love this. I probably would do this again. So the few things I did off camera is I went in with the Milani Highly Rated Mascara and the Benefit Fan Fast Mascara, which I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's right here. The two mascaras I've been using for all the looks. And then for my waterline, I actually mixed the LA Girl liner and the Jumbo Melt Pencil together to make a pastel liner moment. I actually threw away my pastel lavender like liner that I had. I think it dried out, so I just made my own. And then for my lips, I wanted something orange to go with the orange crease, so I have the Unearthly Cosmetics liquid lipstick in Pumpkin. I just want like a deeper orange, and I think that's about it, besides using the DHC liquid eyeliner Perfect Pro makeup liner that I got from Amazon based on Annette's Makeup Corner recommendation, and she was right. This is actually really good. I used that to create a wing, and that's basically all I did to complete this look with the Cozy Cabin palette. So I think we should now get on to the next one. And I did prime my eyes already with the Glamlight Icing Eyeshadow Base and Buttercream, and did not set it. So I'm gonna start right off with Ariana and use that through the crease. And I'm using this little fluffy blender brush from that collection from Cleona. And I'm gonna keep that on the outer corner and just wing it out a bit. I'm thinking like a really brown look with like some pops of color, with a few pieces of color that they have in here is what I'm going for today. So I'm just going to concentrate that on the outer corner. I'm also going to bring Ariana down on the lower lash line as well. And I'm just using this little shader brush from that collection. And now we're going to get into Ilana, I think. Yeah, this one right here, which is a kind of muted mauvey purple. I have like the best descriptions, huh, for my shades. They're probably not the best. I just be making like color combos up in my head. But this is a purpley toned mauve shade, and I'm gonna bring that to the front here, and I'm gonna use it to blend out the edge of the brown, just to soften that shade up a bit. I'm also gonna use Ilana to blend the lower lash line as well, just to soften that edges up too. Now we're going to get into the shimmers, the part I'm very excited for. I'm gonna start off with Anna, and this one is a darker shifty shade. It's like a taupe brown, but there's like turquoise and like a purpley plum shift to it. It's really interesting, and it has a lot of shimmers in it. And I'm gonna use this flat shader brush, and I'm gonna wet it. I have a feeling it's gonna go on really nicely because it is sparkly but on the smoother end. And I'm gonna keep that closest to the outer corner here where I put that brown, but I'm kind of putting it at a little bit of a diagonal. And you see how it just like went on the lid so nicely. It's easy to spread, easy to pick up on the brush. I just sprayed it so I could try to minimize some of the shimmer fallout. And this has a lot of little sparkles in it, like purpley sparkly goodness. I don't know if you guys can see the shift on camera. It's just a very interesting darker like multichrome. It's really pretty. And now I want to go into Linda. Linda is intriguing as well, and this one is definitely like a hollow chrome, but there's like a little bit of a reddish base to it, and it picks up really nicely on a brush as well. And I'm gonna wet it too. Just love their shimmer so much. Oh yeah, that looks really good. And I'm kind of meshing it into that darker shimmer. And I'm just gonna keep it like in the middle. The other thing I want to do is I definitely want to use Joshua. Really appeals to me having that like aqua color in the palette. And I'm going to pick it up with the brush, same brush, but I'm gonna use the other side. And this one's a little bit more flaky than the other two that I just used. And I'm also going to spray the brush. And I'm gonna smooth it on right there, just for like a little interesting pop of color. And blend it into that middle shimmer. Oh, that looks so good. And it really shows up on that aqua end. There's definitely like a golden shift to this. And then for the inner corner, I want to try to see if Donna, this purple pastel shade, will be light enough. If not, I'll go over with something. I just wanted to see if I could use that, at least in the inner portion. You know, I'll probably put a shade over it because it isn't light enough to be like a brightening shade for me. But I want to just like, I'll pack that in the front because it's such a pretty lavender shade. And then I will go over it with Clara. I think this will work. Yeah, that will work over that. And I'm just gonna smack that right there. All over that, and kind of bring it up into the crease. And I'll dab a little bit of Mia this shade right here that also I think is a hollow chrome right there in the very inner part. I'm not going to take it up or really down. I just want to brighten the very inner corner here just a little bit more. And for a little brow bone moment, I'm going to go into Eliza. This one is pretty, and I'm just going to plop that up here for extra sparkly goodness. And here is the look. It's interesting, but still like muted and toned down. It's not too crazy, but it has color in it. The smokiness, I'm living for this right now, and the more cool tone vibe. So I am going to go off camera, figure out what I want to do for, you know, mascara, liner, and all that, do the other eye, and figure out a lippy, and I will be right back. All right, loves, I am back, and here is the completed look. What do you guys think of this little color combo with the cool tone brown, the aqua moment on the lid, and the like lavender in the inner portion, and having it be like cool tone and smoky? I just love how it turned out, but I want to turn on my little flashlight. Maybe you guys can kind of see the holographic shimmers on the look. I don't know if you'll be able to, but look how sparkly that is. But the shades are still smooth, but there's all these little sparkles in it that just look so pretty captured by the light. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I just love the like different metallic formulas that you get from Adept Cosmetics, and I think this just turned out so well. So what I did off camera was I took the LA Girl Fresh Liner to match that aqua shimmer. It is like a aqua kind of color. So I added a little bit more color, made it a little bit more interesting with that liner. And then I use my usual like mascara combo right now, the Milani Highly Rated Mascara, the Benefit Fan Fest Mascara. And I tightline with this Chucky liner from Glamlight, and then I use the KVD liner to create a wing. And then for my lips, I wanted something on the purple smoky end, but still like muted, like not like a full-on bam purple in your face, but like a cool tone grayish plummy purple. And I found the perfect color. I have this Kaleidos Cloud Lab Lip Clay and Mercury Wave, and does it not go perfect with the tones on my lid? Like they were just meant to be together, and it's just so pretty, and it's giving like a little vampiness to it as well, but not too dark. So that is what's on my lips. I love this formula. It's like a moussey clay feel. It's like a comfort matte, wears pretty well, but it's not like totally transfer proof, but the formula is beautiful from Kaleidos. So that was everything that I did off camera, and I'm really loving it. This Minka palette is a good like revamp from the original one. I'm loving the smoother shimmer. So that was everything for look number 1. We can now get into the next palette. I did prime my eyes, by the way, with a Glamlight icing eyeshadow base and buttercream. And I'm going to start off with a Dark Truth and use that in the outer corner and through the crease, and see if I can just really get that built up, because we're going to do something super smoky. And I'm going to probably go with some black all over the lid, but I just wanted that to be the initial color to lay it down. And I'm very familiar with Blend Bunny's formula. They're usually very consistent, so I know what to expect going in. It's just kind of seeing or making sure it's still as I remember, if not better. So I'm just going to run that through the crease. And now we're going to get into the Take Heed shade, this one right here, which I'm pretty sure is a matte black, and I'm gonna put that all over the lid. But I'm gonna try not to take it too far in. We're gonna really embrace this dark, deep water theme today and go super smoky. But I'm gonna try to leave the front bare, because I don't want it to be too dark in this part, because then it darkens like everything overall. And I want it to mainly be out here, but look at that. Look at that depth. It's laying over the green so well. I'm going to go into Beware the Mermaid now and use that to soften up the edges a little bit, get a nice little blend. And it's gonna add a little bit of more green to the look and some more brightness and lightness. Oh, look at that. Like, look at that beautiful gradient we got going on. Everything is meshing so well together. It's making a perfect little green smoky look. That's looking really good. I am going to try to layer this Beware of the Mermaid in the front portion, because there's not a lot of like light shades in here, but because what I'm using in the outer part, it is gonna add a good amount of brightness compared to the other shades, as much as it can add. And let me just do that here. And then maybe go into murky waters. I feel like maybe that might be a little lighter. It's probably not, but maybe. Yeah, it's not. It's not really doing much. But this is just a darker palette, so I'm just doing that. And I love that. I love that a lot. I think I'm gonna go and do the same thing on the lower lash line and just use the same like colors. So we'll start off with Dark Truth and we'll go over it with the Take Heed shade. Like I said, I wanted to do something really smoky and green, which is what I'm going for. And everything is just going on so nicely and pigmented. And they just tend to have like a really nice matte formula, just really easy to use, but packs a punch, easy to blend. And that's why so many people love Blend Bunny. And I definitely want to go into the Curse shade now. I actually realized these are kind of in like little color quads, and I didn't realize that at first. And I'm like, wow, that is cute. I love that. So we're gonna go in there. Oh, look at this. This is extreme sparkly black metallic. Like, it's truly a black metallic, and it's so sparkly. So I'm gonna use that here, mainly on the edge. I'm going over where I put all that black matte. Oh yeah, that looks so pretty. It's like the little, it's like a galaxy on the eyes. It's hard to see because it's so dark. And then we're gonna go into, ooh, I don't know. Do we want to try Trance? Or do we want to go into Mesmerize? Oh, look at Mesmerize. Okay, we're gonna go with Mesmerize. Lighten things up here and keep covering that right there. Oh my god, that's a beautiful shade. So now we're gonna need to go into something to brighten the inner portion. So really the lightest shade I have to work with in the palette is this like peachy Hairspray. I feel like that's the only one that's gonna give enough pop. Maybe even the lavender, but I've been using purple a lot in all the looks. So I'm gonna use Hairspray and pack that here. Just get that to add some contrast. Part of me wants to use one more shade. I'm really attracted to this Irresistible shade. It looks so pretty. So what if I put it between that black and that other like lighter shimmer I have in the front here? Just as like a little pop of teal right in the center. I just felt like I needed something more, some interest. And I wanted to use more of the shades that are in here. So I'm just popping that right there in the center. Okay, that looks really cool with like the little teal right in that part. And then for the brow bone, I think I'm going to add the Hairspray shade since it is the lightest. And I'm gonna pop that right up there. It's gonna add some peachy goodness up there. And then because I want this inner corner just to be a bit brighter, and I usually try not to like pull other things, but I'm gonna take this fruit lighter from Cleona in Juicy. It's a orangey, like bright goldeny highlighter, and I'm just gonna pop that over the very center of my inner corner because that's what I would really be doing if I was using this palette. I just need, yeah, see, that's what I needed, a little bit more. Just to feel like I have a good pop there. I am going to take a little bit of Mesmerizing too on the lower lash line where that peachy shade meets the bottom. And just have that be like a little transition right there. So it flows better into the green. And I think that is it. Oh yeah, okay, so I am going to go do my other eye, mascara, liner, all that good stuff, something in the waterline, and then I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, loves, I am back, and here is the completed look, and I love this like smoky green goodness, and I'm happy I went in with the highlighter in the inner portion just to add more pop. I just felt like overall it was leaning on the dark side, but this is a darker toned palette, and of course I could have left it smoky all over, but I just like a little bit of contrast, and I'm just loving how it finally turned out. So let me get my little camera, little flashlight on my phone, lower the brightness just so you guys can really see. Look at that metallic black. It is so sparkly. I know it's hard to tell because it's so dark, but then the shades in the front, the center, they're so beautiful. Very smooth, easy to like apply on the lid. And I didn't like add anything else. I just really love how it looks by itself. It's such a smoky little dream. So the few things that I did do off camera was I went in with the same usual mascara, Fanfest from Benefit, Milani, highly rated. And then for my waterline, I used the LA Girl Fresh Liner. It's like a little pastel-y kind of aqua shade, and I did go over it with the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and Milk just to lighten it up a little bit more because I really wanted a pop in the waterline. And then for liner, I used that DHC liner again to create a wing. And then for my lips, I went for like a peachy moment since I have like that peachy little inner corner. I got like a little peachy pinkiness on the cheeks. So I have a lipstick on from MAC. This is their Locked Kiss lipstick and Mull It Over and Over, which is a beautiful like little warmy peach shade. I think it looks perfect with this. It is a matte formula, and it's just like really pretty. It like matches my cheeks like perfectly, and that is it. Besides tight lining with the Chucky pencil, so that is everything for this smoky little dream, and I love it. So I am going to now get into like my final first impressions and wrap up this video. So I'm first going to start off with the Adept Cosmetics Minka palette. I honestly really love this revamp. I do feel like it's even better than the original. I love the addition of the mattes. I love the updated shimmer formula. Less chunky, less texture, less creasy, and I just think they really did a good job at, you know, switching up the formula, and then the additional metallics that they threw in. I'm loving this like teal, like aqua-y, well, it's more like an aqua color for like a nice cool little pop, and it's just overall very beautiful, more cool tone, berry-esque with like nudie metallics, and I really just love it. I love the different metallic options, and the mattes are beautiful in here as well. So if you missed out on the original Minka, I think that would be a good option. And if you already have the original Minka, I think that would be a good addition to that palette because the shades are pretty different. Besides, like a few of the shimmers might be similar in color, but the actual formula is definitely different. And then getting into the Snow Angel palette, wow, this is really beautiful. I love these lighter mattes in here. They're very pigmented, beautiful, like more pastel-y shades. It actually surprised me because they look slightly deeper in the palette, and then the deepening shades, and the shimmers are really pretty. They're definitely more like shimmer toppers. They're a little bit more sheer. I wish there was a little bit more color to the base, but if you like a topper moment, then you would probably really love these. They're sparkly and they have little shifts to them, and they look beautiful layered over like a matte, or if you use like a liquid colored shadow to top them on. I think these shimmers would really, you know, come alive by having a base to it. But overall, I think it's really beautiful, high quality. I'm impressed. I'm starting to love Simply Posh even more and more as I try their different palettes. And that brings me to their Cozy Cabin palette, which I think is also really beautiful. This one has the addition of like warm tones. I do feel like the like lighter shades translate a little bit deeper on the eyes, not as pastel-y as like the ones in the Snow Angel one. The lightest one is this orange shade, and then the metallics definitely have more of a pigmented base to them. They're not shimmer toppers like the Snow Angel palette. Then you have this beautiful amount of like, you know, deeper shades and mid-tones down here. I did feel like I needed like a highlighter or lighter shades to break up some of these like deeper tones for my skin tone. And I feel like if you're lighter, then this will also lean on the darker end for you, especially if you like having lighter shimmers on the lid or lighter shimmers in the inner corner, or like using pastel or lighter mattes to break things up. Then I would feel like you would need to pull in another palette or like singles or a highlighter to do that. Now, if you have a deeper skin tone than me, then maybe these lighter shades would translate more as like lighter mattes or pastels on your skin tone. But overall, I think the color story is beautiful, and I just love the split up of the warm and the cool. You do have a lot of options, and I am really appreciative of the monochromatic rose because it makes it easy to just think of a quick look to do if you don't really want to think about it or mix too many different colors up. I did enjoy using that one, and I think the formula is just as good as the Snow Angel one. And then that brings me to the last one, the Beauty Below. This one is stunning, and same thing goes like the Cozy Cabin palette. This one is on the deeper side. I think it's even deeper than the Cozy Cabin palette. There's not any like real light mattes in here. They all lean as mid-tone mattes. Even the ones that look a little lighter, they're really mid-tones, especially on my skin tone. And then you have all these deeper like metallics and deeper matte. And then the metallics in here are definitely very pigmented to the base. And the lightest shimmer you really have is this like peachy one, maybe this lavender one, but I feel like they're not light enough to really pop the inner corner or the lid for me. They definitely will have like a slight cast to it almost because they're quite pigmented, but I think the formula is really beautiful, super sparkly. I'm loving this metallic black right here. I just think it's like the first time I've ever encountered a metallic black that was really more black than it was like more like a metallic deep gray. So I really love that. You could do the most smoky black look with a shade like that. And I love like the periwinkle. I love that they're like in quads. You can easily see like if you want to go very berry, very purple, like more cool green, you want to go a little bit murky, you want to stick in this little periwinkle section, you want to go a little bit nudie with some peach, you can totally see that when you look at the palette. So I do love that they set it up that way, and I like that they switched up the color and didn't go in like these set monochromatic rose and did something a little different. I love the size of the palette. I love the options. I'm definitely going to use this along with the Lure palette, which I think they're like meant to be like friends since they're in that like siren, you know, deep spooky water theme. So I probably would use them together since that one does have lighter mattes in it. It has lighter shimmers in it, but I think the formula is beautiful, mattes, pigmented, blendable. The consistent formula that I've always gotten from Blend Bunny, and then the shimmers are nice and smooth, easy to work with, but have nice little fine sparkles in it. They just glide on the lid. They're not really one of those shimmer formulas that are going to enhance texture on the lid. But that was my thoughts on all of the palettes. Overall, they're all really beautiful, great formula, great color stories. I think it's going to go down to personal preference if any of these make sense for you, if you're thinking about purchasing them, or maybe this video just gave you some look inspiration for some of these palettes if you already own them. But I would now love to hear what are your thoughts in the comments below. Did you pick up any of these? Did you pass them? What are your thoughts on the looks? I would just love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I would love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the palettes linked for you to check them out for yourself if you want to, and the video of me doing the comparison and swatches on these palettes, and I'll have my discount codes there. I have one with Adept Cosmetics. It is Breezy Beauty. That will save you some money off. It is affiliated, just so you know, but if you do use it, thank you so much for the support. I will also have my makeup linked and all the products linked that I use in each look in case you're curious on like what's on my face and the products that I mentioned. And I will have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Beauty and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting my channel. I'm just so appreciative of all of you, and I hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world. And I'm just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.